Yo, what's up, Base Boxing Basement Triple B? Make sure you like, yeah, and subscribe if you like the content. Yeah, so this this sketch, I love this sketch, man. This is a courtroom sketch, right? In certain trials, yeah, it used to be the law for all trials, but certain trials, you're not allowed to take pictures of the proceedings. Yeah, so they have a courtroom artist. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. This is P. Diddy. He's gone grey in prison, not surprising. He got his hand on hair dye and he's, probably pretty stressed in there. And here he is, and, he's all gutted because he's been found guilty. He's been found guilty of a variety of charges. Actually, the most serious one, I think, was human trafficking. He actually got found not guilty, I think. I haven't followed it that closely. It gives me the creeps, this guy. But, look at P. Diddy, man. Oh, he's all upset because he's been found guilty. Oh, dude, maybe he shouldn't have done all those sick things. Yeah, wrong, un. Look at him. And it's quite funny because he's bending over doggy style on the chair, doggy style. And that's probably a position he's been getting used to. He's been a year in prison. Is he in Rikers Island or somewhere else? I don't know. Rikers Island. Yeah, Teddy Atlas pretended he'd been to Rikers Island, but he's a liar. And I've proven that in another video. Go check it out. But anyway, yeah, P. Diddy's in the doggy style position. And he's probably been in that position quite a few times. It's become quite natural to him. These images are amazing. They're like Van Goghs. Look at them. They're super, man. There's another one. So Diddy's happy because he's been, I don't know at what point this was taken, but he's doing that heart, that cringe heart emoji thing. He's obviously happy about something. Yeah, maybe it's been found not guilty on the trafficking charge, but he's been found guilty on a number of other charges. Look at him. Look, he looks about 90. Look like Morgan Freeman. A year in prison will make you look like Morgan Freeman if you're P. Diddy and you're getting smashed doggy style up at the batty hole. Yeah, look at him, wrongin'. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to the sentence. Hopefully he'll get some good time. He's done a year already. So that'll be taken off his sentence. But like I said, the most serious charge he got off, which is a shame. I wanted to see him put away. He's obviously a complete wrong, and there's been so much witness statements. People have been talking about this for years. And all the normals be like, oh, it's rubbish, it's just rumours. I love P. Diddy's album. Oh, when he did I'll Be Missing You with Faith Evans, it was amazing, Yeah. He's a wrong un. He's a wrong un. He's been, Justin Bieber, all these other guys, he's been abusing at his so-called freak-off parties. Yeah, and I was wondering, these court sketches pretty cool, right? And thanks, by the way, to Big Mike, who pointed out that those Diddy photos look like Van Gogh, or Van Gogh, as Americans say. Anyway, I was thinking, yeah, man, these court photos are pretty bad, I wonder if you can buy any of them. I'd love to buy the original P. Diddy photos. Sketches, I mean, sorry. I don't know what they use. Pastels, charcoals, I don't know, man. But I don't know enough about art. But, you can buy them. Look at this, man. This Watergate one. $200. An original Watergate drawing. The original being sold by the artist. $200. I've seen other ones of the trial for $79. I mean, that's cheap, and I was looking, nah, man, they've got to be reproductions. But no, they're the originals. They're selling the originals. I'd love to buy that P. Diddy doggy style one, have it hang on my wall so I could laugh at him. But yeah, man, it's that's some pretty cool artwork to collect. There must be some collectors out there, right? Yeah, anyway, I just wanted to make this video also about the number of boxers that P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Puffy Coombs. Why has he got all these names? It's so pathetic, man. Especially he's like 60. And he's got all these different names. Just stick to one, you idiot. Right? Imagine boxers change the name all the time. Actually, strangely, Thai boxers do. From Thailand. Because they rename themselves after a promotional company or batteries or something, a product they're promoting. But generally, and of course, obviously, there's all the Islamic converts, like Cassius Clay is called Muhammad Ali, but that's fine, whatever, man. P. Diddy, Puff Batty Hole, Puff Batty. Anyway, yeah, this is one of the most famous ones of him in boxers. So it's Devin Haney. Now, Devin Haney, he's at a pool party. He don't look comfortable, does he? I bet he got smashed in the batty hole from behind by P. Diddy, because he likes men. He likes women too, but he likes men. But he especially likes men. Yeah? And people are saying this is why he lost to Ryan Garcia. I know they annulled it, but Ryan Garcia gave him a hiding. Why? Because his batty had been so decimated by P. Diddy and his crew that he didn't have the same movement as he usually could. He couldn't box as he usually could because his batty was in so much pain. But there's others. There's way more. That's right. One of the most famous ones, I've done a video about it, is Britain's own. Well, Britain's own. I mean, Canadian, Jamaican, British, whatever you want to call him. And all the normies and the NPCs and libs. Yeah, of course he's British. He was born there. Like as if it was that simple. Even Lennox goes like, yeah, I consider himself a global citizen, whatever that means. I'm Jamaican, I'm British, and I'm Canadian. He had a gold medal for Canada. So according to the libs, that they should have changed that. He won a gold medal for Britain, did he suddenly? Shut up, man. Anyway, I've exposed it. He's got these white parties, where all the celebs will turn up and be white. Everybody knows that, especially if you're watching chubby videos like Lennox Lewis. He's a batty man. Yeah, he's got kids as well, but so's Philip Schofield. I've been through this 1,000,001 times, man. There's plenty of batty men who've had kids with women. But yeah, Lennox is notoriously creepy and likes hanging out with P. Diddy. I told you I saw him in Miami. And I had a chat with him. He was drinking pink champagne, which ain't no problem. I quite like a bit of rosé champagne. But he was quite fruity. His whole voice was a little bit, camp. It was like the black version of Graham Norton. He was like, oh yeah, his voice was quite high, quite camp. And I knew the rumors. I've been told the rumors by actually his manager himself, Frank Maloney, now Kelly Maloney, allegedly. That's a different story. That's weird, man. Has said, yeah, Lennox is a batty man. They used to show his boyfriend. He was called Brian or Glenn or something. Sometimes he used to show him on the Sky, because the Sky cameraman knew. They let you know, in TV and stuff. They give you little hints. Yeah. So Lennox Lewis, anyway, after bed, I just said, yeah, hi, Lennox, what's up, man? Yeah, how's it going? And then I thought, you know what? This batty man, I might think he might be in there. So I said, yeah, you know what? Yeah, good to meet you. I'm just got to go back and, be with my girl, just so he knew. I ain't interested in none of your sickness or your freak-off parties or your Batman parties, yeah? But that's a well-known Peter. So, who knows what horrors Lennox Lewis and P. Diddy got up to. Horrors. The horror. Yeah, and here's a picture of P. Diddy. Puff Batman with Muhammad Ali. I don't need to repeat the story about Muhammad Ali being a nonce, smashing a 12-year-old and impregnating a 15-year-old when he was married. But of course, you can't criticize the great martyr Muhammad Ali. It's funny, they get these guys and they put them up as people we should look up to and heroes, and that's the PR story, and yet they're actually complete sick wrongs. They used to worship Jimmy Savile. Oh, he does so much for charity. He's so nice to kids. Well, Muhammad Ali's a nonce too. And there's Will Smith. Well, obviously, is that Will Smith? I think that's Will Smith. And then, we don't need to talk about Will Smith. He saw my video about how Dwayne Martin, who was his assistant. No, not Dwayne Martin, but his assistant came in and found Dwayne Martin, some actor. And you remember, he said, yeah, and, Will was bent over the couch. And behind him was Dwayne Martin. Dwayne Martin, he was murdering him. He was killing him. He was having anal sex with Will Smith, and he was murdering him, man. He was killing him. Yeah, I bet, I wonder what happened between P. Diddy and Smith. Yeah, and check this out, yeah. There's, the background's Diddy, with Al Sharpton. And Lennox went to the Diddy white parties, as I said. Lennox, yeah. I bet he took a gun blast, yeah, from P. Diddy up Lennox. But, this TikTok guy, Black Star, this was happening, 2023? Yeah, so here the thumbnail, it says here, with the headline, Mike Tyson exposes the lies of, the list of celebs Diddy slept with. And it included a list naming Jay-Z, Yeah, obviously he's a wrong, and we all know that. He's involved in that trafficking stuff. Meek Mill, don't know who he is, but he's some rapper. Prince Harry. I hadn't heard the Prince Harry, man. Young Miami, probably some rapper. Rick Ross, he's known to be a Batman. Usher, known to be a Batman. Justin Bieber it's rumored that he was abused by Diddy. He was taken under his wing. Will Smith, well, we all know Will Smith. He was bent over the couch, and Dwayne Martin was behind him, having sex with him. And he was murdering him, killing him, murdering him. Yeah. And he says, yeah, I've got proof. So, yeah, I don't know about that, but you know, it wouldn't surprise me. The Prince Harry one is the funniest one. I don't know if that's true, man. But, like, yeah. But talking of Mike Tyson, check this out. Yeah, so Mike Tyson, one of the most famous boxers ever. So there's this picture here, right there, right? And in the video, they're on some show, Dr. Phil or some nonsense, I don't know. I mean, I don't watch British TV, let alone American TV. American TV is so whack, it's pathetic, and there's adverts like every 5 minutes. Anyway, you know, we all know why, because who runs things over there? Anyway, so there's this famous video of P. Diddy, and they're sitting next to Mike Tyson, and P. Diddy puts his hand on Mike Tyson's leg, and Tyson looks uncomfortable and takes it off him. You know, which seems to imply they're going, oh, Diddy's getting fruity, and Tyson's actually getting a bit annoyed at him. He's like, no, get off, man, I ain't into that business. Well, does it mean that, though? Or is he just embarrassed about the fact that it's on public TV and everyone is watching? Is it more about that? Is he protecting? I mean, there's been rumors about Tyson being a bit fruity, and in his book, he talks about all these OGs he does, you know, with other men as well as with women. It's a depressing read. You know, the Mike Tyson book, one of the most depressing books I've read. And it's not really that much about boxing. I threw it away afterwards. I was like, this is just grim. We all know Tyson got done for graping, but I still think that's a very, very, very dodgy conviction. You know, they'll probably teach him a lesson. But anyway, yeah, because there's other pictures, right? Here's another picture of Tyson and Diddy. And Diddy's got his arm around him, they're shaking hands. Tyson looks a bit uncomfortable. Diddy looks like he's high. But, you know, they're obviously quite pally in this picture, or they seem to be. There's some rapper getting in on the background. I don't know who this idiot is. You know, but he's trying to say something. He's trying to get his face in the picture with Tyson and Diddy. And there's a bunch of other pictures too. Well, check this one out, right? Oh, they look a bit more comfortable here. Look, Mike Tyson's eyes are glowing a bit. And again, Diddy's got his arm around him. He's always got his arm around Mike Tyson. Now, obviously, when you're with the mates, you might, all right, whatever. But, like, you know, I've taken pictures with my pals and we're all laughing, you're in the club. But I don't really sit there putting all my arms around my friends all the time. It's a bit fruity. Look how close they are. Look how close they are physically. Their chests are touching. And look at this one. Yeah? Oh, look, Mike Tyson's got his arm around Diddy. Yeah? Yeah. He looked high. He looked high in this picture, but he looks pretty friendly there. So you can say, oh, Mike Tyson, oh, yeah. Oh, well, he didn't want Diddy to touch him. He pushed back. Really? It doesn't look like it, does it? He's got his arm around him. He looks close. They both look high. Who knows what happened in the motel room afterwards? Who knows? Horrors. True horrors. Yeah, and then there's one of my most despised fighters in the world, Floyd Mayweather. Why did I despise him? Because he's the most boring fighter in the world, and also he's part of that whole clique. Yeah, here he is flashing the devil's horns. And again, P. Diddy's got his arm around him. Yeah, it looks like two lovers on a night out. You know what I'm saying? And it looks like Mayweather's looking at another guy. He probably wants them to join for the freak-off party. Yeah, gay with it. And he's also 5'6". He's a midget. I don't know why. Why people pay so much money to watch a Mayweather fight? Because you know what it says is going to end. Unanimous points decision for Mayweather. Unless he's fighting Canelo, when one person had it a draw, or he's fighting Ricky Hatton, who got chin because he's so chinny. It's a shame Ricky Hatton didn't have his brother's chin, Matthew. But anyway, yeah. So. Here's gay weather with Diddy. And here's gay weather with Diddy. Ooh, look at that. What does that look like? Now the normies get, oh, they're just talking closely because they're in the club and he can't hear. Really? Then why isn't he talking in his ear? Yeah? That is two men about to kiss. Look at that. Yeah, look, he's pulling Diddy's face, his face towards his own lips. And Diddy's about to put his hand around. So Mayweather has no doubt indulged in the freak-off parties and got up to some sickness. Yeah? He's probably bent over the couch. And P. Diddy was murdering him. Killing him from behind, man. Murdering him. It was murder in there, man. So we add Mayweather to another suspect. They're great. They seem to be such good pals. Why aren't these people investigated? It's like with Ghislaine Maxwell. Oh, yeah, she's a people trafficker, but they never named any of the people she trafficked to. And apparently the files have disappeared, amazingly. P. Diddy is like the black version of Epstein, basically. Yeah. Oh, and this guy, this is Eric Kelly. I've never heard of him, right? But apparently he was some standout amateur. He was, he won Golden Gloves and national championships. He never turned pro. I think he had some kind of injury, right? And now he's like, oh, he's a brand ambassador. He's a businessman. He's an actor and bloody, yardy, yardy. And here he is at a pajama party with P. Diddy. Imagine that. Imagine going to a pajama party with P. Diddy. You know what's going on, man. That suit didn't stay on long. And there's a couch behind him. And you know what happened? I bet Eric Kelly was bent over the couch. And P. Diddy murdered him. I just love that phrase. It makes me laugh so much. I hope you've seen the original video. P. Diddy was killing him, murdering Eric Kelly. Yeah. Another boxing fruit getting murderized. Getting his body murderized by P. Diddy. Puff Batty. Yeah. I've never heard of this guy, as I said. He was an alternate for the US team, apparently. He got beat by Andre Ward. But, Eric Kelly, probably getting murdered, killed, murdered on that couch right there. And, here's Puff Diddy with Conor McGregor. Now, Conor McGregor is technically a boxer. He had one pro fight against Floyd Mayweather, another one of P. Diddy's conquests. And I think that's Michael Bisping. Is that Michael Bisping with him? I quite like Michael Bisping. So these are MMA guys. I don't know, man. I don't know. That could just be a picture. McGregor, said he had nothing to do with Diddy, but he might just be lying. McGregor's a nutter, right? He's been up to all kinds of weird stuff, Like, I told you when he sent that Corey picture to Azealia Banks. You know what I'm saying? There's also some quite fruity pictures of him on his boat with men. So, and nothing would surprise me. When you do that much yayo and you're that addicted, I mean, who knows what sickness McGregor's got up to, man. I once had a video of him, right, in the bed with a woman, and he was asleep. And she was a local barmaid, and he obviously rumped her up, and she was dancing, and she filmed it all. And it got taken down. I put it up. It suddenly got 300,000 views in a couple of hours, and they took it down. YouTube took it down, saying, "Oh, this is a private, some spurious use. This is a private message, So it's a private message, so we were taking it down." It's rubbish, man. Yeah, I bet the yayo head's done some weird stuff. Yeah, and I've saved the best for last. This is a bit weird. Prince Naseem Hamed. Obviously, don't look like that now. He's really fat with a huge beard, going in and out of, restaurants, coffee shops, falafel shops, and stuffing his fat face, while his complete bum of a son tries to beat Camp Bellenhattan's record as the worst boxing son ever. But yeah. Weird handshake as well. Oh, and look, all dressed up and going out on the night. Isn't that nice? All dressed up and going out for the night out. Dressed in white-ish clothes. Yeah. It looks like two lovers. Two lovers going for a night out together. You know what I'm saying? The plot thickens. I mean, obviously, bati business is haram. But, that doesn't stop up these guys. And here he is. I think here he is, Nas, with Diddy. I think this was after the Kevin Kelly fight. I almost just got tickets to the Kevin Kelly fight, but I had to leave a day early, unfortunately. But I think this was when he was known as Puff Daddy. I remember I met this black guy who was English. And he's really posh and a fruit. And he goes, yeah, I've got to get the new Puff Daddy album. It was quite weird, you know. A real posh camp, black guy who went to Cambridge. I've got to get the new Puff Daddy album. And here he is, Emmanuel Stewart's in the background. Emmanuel Stewart's in the background. So it's got, surely it's Kevin Kelly fight, right? I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but Stewart had taken over Hamed by then. Ingle was out of the picture. Look, check this out. Look, oh, they seem real pally. Look, they're talking like they're big old friends. And he's walking him in. Look, there's Puff Diddy. P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, walking him into the ring. I wonder what else he did to Prince Hamed's ring. You know? Huh? Battered it. Probably murdered it and killed it. Who knows, man? And finally, there's this picture of Gay J when he got knocked out by Daniel Dubum. And Dubum knocked him down, face down, ass up. Yeah? And P. Diddy. There's a picture of P. Diddy. Lowering his sunglasses so we're getting a better look at Gay J's batty. Yeah, I mean this is definitely a fake. This one, I'm fairly sure it would have been more talked about, but you know, I mean it's not the first time Gay J's had his ass in the air and his face down. Usually it's got a pillow in his face and his ass is naked rather than wearing boxing shorts. And AKA Skins or Ben Haney, Ben behind me Haney, is behind murdering him, killing him, smashing him from behind, you know. But apparently they are pals. I saw a clip. It's on some boxing show on YouTube, but it's really long and they don't really say much. But apparently Gay J is actually good friends with Diddy, so who knows? Who knows? No Diddy. Huh? No Diddy, as Joe John would say. It's funny the way that's become, you know, a saying, a bit of slang. So you talk about it, say, oh yeah, and I was checking out when me and my boy went to the club, no Diddy. I think it means like it's like a version of saying no homo. Yeah, I was hanging out with my boy, no homo, no homo. The first person I ever used the phrase no homo was Paulie Malik Naji. I remember one of his tweets he was talking about, yeah, I love my brother, brackets, no homo. It's a funny phrase, but that's been replaced now by no Diddy anyway. So there you go. There you go. P. Diddy with all these boxers. Most of them are known fruits as well. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments, as the American channels say. Peace.